Are we recording? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Jan here with Neil, my husband.
Hi
Welcome
there.
back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. And I thought it would be an idea to talk to you today about ritual libation, whether it's just pagan in general or we do particularly Druid at the moment. But we have a whole range of things that we use, so I thought I'll just show it to you all. And this is what we do, not how to.
Yeah.
And we are not sponsored or endorsed by anybody. This is all stuff that I've purchased myself, but things that I would recommend. And the story starts really in terms of chalices last century. I was on my way home from a car boot sale. The broomstick rally. I was on the way home from a broomstick rally, saw a car boot sale, stopped. It was late in the day, everyone was packing up, and perhaps it's just how my memory has romanticised it, but I remember the last car, the last table, and the last item on the last table being my chalice. And I saw it, and I remember making a beeline, thinking, don't go, let me get there. And I got to it, and I said, how much? And the guy said, £3.
Nice.
So I got it for £3. And then I spoke to a friend of mine and said, would you engrave it? Because the original silver plating was gone, and I kind of polished most of that off. And he was going to engrave it. I had a Stonehenge ritual booked. I used to book a private access in ritual in Stonehenge, so I would have just my group going in, no public in there, and we would just go in and do our thing. So it was all going to be engraved in time for that. But what do you engrave on it? What would you put on a chalice? And I was mulling it over for what felt like a really long time, and I couldn't decide. Then, in a flash of inspiration, the night before I was handing it over, I came up with, blessed be those who drink in honour of the old ones. And you can see it's, I don't know if the camera's, it's not focusing because the light on it. Oh, that's a shame. But that's engraved around the top there. Because the old ones can be your gods, your ancestors, your mum and dad, whoever you want them to be. And because those rituals in Stonehenge were basically pagan for whatever path you're following, the rituals that we're doing now at the Long Barrow are specifically Druidic, but it's the same thing. You know, we drink to the honour of our loved ones in the barrow, to the ancestors in general, to whomever your deity is. That is whom we drink to. And specifically nowadays at the Long Barrow, as we pass the drink around, people are invited to actually, they receive a blessing when they get the drink, which is typically, may you never thirst. But also they're invited to raise a toast to their loved one in the barrow, or to whoever's in the barrow, or sometimes people will raise their toast to a loved one not in the barrow but recently deceased. But this chalice has served me well for 30 odd years. And it's done a whole decade of Stonehenge rituals every autumn equinox. It's done hand fastings, rites of passage, all kinds of different things. But I was aware that it's getting difficult only because I seem to be fighting a losing battle of resilvering it and then polishing all the tarnish off. And then when you polish all the tarnish off, then I'm thinking, is it the smell of the polish that I'm taking the tarnish off with that I can smell, and not happy with it. So a replacement was called for. So we'll get onto that in a moment. And also, when we do our rituals, we typically toast with mead, but I also offer a non-alcoholic version as well. So I had a smaller chalice that isn't engraved at all but is the same style. So this would typically be the fruit juice or whatever we're having,
Yeah.
and the mead. So writing on it's got alcohol, no writing, you can drive after. That's the way we worked it out. And of course then back during COVID, we were visiting another grove to go to one of their rituals, and they would ask people to bring their own chalice, their own drinking cup, vessel, whatever, because they weren't sharing all the same cup. So I found this little, if I can show you the two together. This is my personal one, this is the sharing one. And this again came from a boot sale. I think I paid probably about £3 for that.
Yeah.
But not very much, but this is pewter and stays beautifully shiny and clean. There's no polishing, no resilvering or anything. So when it came to getting a new chalice, I knew to go for pewter. But still going back to the times of COVID when we couldn't share, I then purchased this, which, if you can see it, it's a tray that contains, how many is there? 24 little shot glasses that hold just 15ml in each one. So it's
just enough for everybody.
Just enough for people to have a sip. But it means that people can have their own. It's in this handy little carrying
it's
thingy.
really good to carry.
So it's still the case of, if anybody doesn't want to drink out of a communal cup or whatever, then we have the individual cups. But it has to be said that the last 2 years, it started with a winter solstice when somebody else brought some mulled wine, I think it was, and just shared it in a, just poured it into a cup, and everybody was happily sharing from it. So from then on, I've just offered the communal cups, and you either take it or you don't. It's kind of up to you. And nobody's actually, people have said, no, I don't want alcohol, or no, I do want the alcohol.
But no, I won't drink from the communal.
Nobody's actually said, no, I don't want to. And I would hope that anybody who feels that they have anything that they might pass on to other people germ-wise would be respectful enough not to.
Yeah.
But certainly with the alcohol, I'm hoping that the alcohol will kill anything on it anyway. But back to the replacement chalice. So I recently purchased my new chalice, which I got from Wentworth Pewter. And it again is engraved all the way with the same words, and also at the end and the beginning of the sentence, sort of, does that make sense? It's got blessed be those who drink in honour of the old ones, but in the middle of old ones and blessed is a pentacle engraved, the same as, I don't know if you could see that. I think it's got so much reflection on it you can't see anything.
There you go, that's the pentacle. If you bring it back towards your face where your face is focused.
Oh, you do it then.
Right, let me try and bring yourself forward, you might be able to see it more there.
No,
it's to do with the focusing.
It's more about you seeing it than me. I know what it looks like.
I don't know if you can actually see it.
But anyway, this is
there it is.
It's large enough to hold about a pint, which is more than enough. We only ever fill it about half full, don't we? And there's always, or so far, there's always been enough left in the chalice
to do a libation.
Where I pour some on the ground to the honour of the ancestors and the old ones, whoever you see them to be. But that's a lovely, and all I have to do with that is just wash it up in just some warm sudsy water when I get home. So that's the chalices. But Neil also has a drinking vessel as well, and when I bought this one I said we need to use a second one for mead, one for the juice. And I'd always hung back from using Neil's. Do you want to show yours to the camera?
So this is a drinking horn. And it's got a really nice decorative leathered top around here,
And a belt loop.
And it's got a belt loop as well. And haven't actually measured how much that holds, but it's I would imagine
possibly
that's
about a pint.
No, looking at the size difference, I'd say about 1.5 pints.
Oh well, we can measure it out later.
Probably about a litre.
But I'd always hung back about using Neil's for a group setting because I just don't know how, or I didn't know how hygienic it would be about washing it out and keeping it clean. But then I went online, as any good pagan does, and did my research, and I found that if you get food quality beeswax, and you can't see this because it's vacuum packed in a, these are just beads of white wax, but they are
food grade.
White food grade beeswax. And you melt that and then reline the cup, and providing it's a cold beverage, that will be absolutely fine. Of course, if you start putting anything warm in it, so that's not going to be any good for winter solstice,
mould,
where we have warmed
yeah.
mulled whatever we're drinking. But that's something that, but the only thing about this is need to melt it in a saucepan. I don't want to use one of my saucepans to cover it in wax, so I was going to get a cheap little saucepan from a boot sale, but we haven't been to one lately, so need to go to a boot sale, get a saucepan that we can just keep specifically for the beeswax to keep your horn. But also, I was saying a while ago that we need to get it a stand so that when he's not actually holding it or having it on his belt, we can actually stand it on a table or something.
Yeah.
Because if it's got, and even to pour the mead or the juice, whatever's going in it liquid wise, you've got to be able to stand it up so that it doesn't all tip out. I also saw on a thing about drinking horns, if you're drinking from a horn, to point the curved bit towards you, because if it's the other way up and you drink, apparently you might just get a face full.
I don't know. I haven't actually used it enough. So
I'm not an expert on drinking horns. Practice with water.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do we put in our chalices when we're doing ritual? And of course, it's traditional to use mead. And because we do 4 different celebrations at the Long Barrow a year, we do the equinox and the solstices. So starting at spring equinox, we have in the past, this is just a generic mead, this is a Lindisfarne, but it was very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very nice.
It's just not a generic, it's just a non-flavoured, it is just as it is.
Just a straight mead without
a
having
legend
any
in a glass.
Yeah.
Lindisfarne, the world's finest mead, and I have to say it's a very, very nice mead, that one. That's a brand new bottle, so don't open it, because he sat there with the glass saying we can't put all these meads on the table.
I brought 2 glasses. You've got to have a bit of a taste while we're.
Because I try and match the mead to the time of year, I then found this one, which is a dandelion mead, and this one is from the Stone Circle Mead Company. It's a Welsh mead that actually has a factory very close to where my mum and dad used to live, so we've been near here many times. And as you can see, this one is part used, so you can have some of that one if you want. So we would have the dandelion as the mead, and then dandelion and burdock as the juice.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing that I could find in the shops because I try and get whatever we're having for the mead, I try and balance it with the juice just in a non-alcoholic version. So the Lindisfarne one, I think we just had apple juice or something with that. So this one we would have had the dandelion and burdock. You can have a little drop of that if you want.
You having a little drop?
Just the tiniest little.
Yeah.
I don't usually drink any alcohol at all. That's way too much for me. Half that amount. So it's a tiny. That's too much for me. You know, I'd literally just have a sip of it.
I'll just have a sip.
But anyway, cheers.
Cheers to the old ones.
So then we get to summer solstice. You're going to have the rest of that. It's too much for me.
That's okay.
And so summer solstice, as I say, dandelion were in flower at spring equinox. Summer solstice is the time of elderflower. So we've got this one, which is an elderflower mead. This one is by Chalice Mead Company. And again, that was a lovely one. So we've got, that one is an elderflower. We also have another elderflower by...
What's that one by?
I don't know, I'm just looking.
Lime Bay Winery?
Lime Bay Winery.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Oh,
you could actually try those two together, but don't go pouring yourself that much. You'll be drunk by the end of the video. Because we're not drinkers, so we're not used to drinking, and we normally just have literally a sip at rituals. So if he sits here sampling them all,
I'm not going to be sampling them all, but it is good.
And then the next one I have, oh, yet another elderflower. This one is back to the Stone Circle. And the Stone Circle I got mail order, because the shop that we normally go to, it's actually a farm. We go to Middle Farm, which is in between Lewes and Eastbourne.
Yeah, on the A27.
On the A27. And I will try and edit in a little bit of footage that I took live.
Viking's Blood Mead. That looks interesting.
Oh, there's a Christmas mead there. Rhubarb, black cherry, apple, chilli. Because that's the one we had last spring equinox with the Lindisfarne.
Oh, the one at the top there, yeah.
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 Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
looking.
spiced one next to it.
Yeah, I'll need another one of the mulled mead.
Mulled mead.
There we go. That's the one I want. Just there, high flying.
That one?
That's the one that we had last time.
Yeah. Just like the look of the mid garden. It's just a really cool.
Yeah. Last time we were there, and they didn't have a dandelion, so I normally go in January and buy meads for the year.
Yeah.
So I bought what I could there in January, but then I ordered the dandelion and the elderflower, although we haven't yet used this elderflower. And I have to say that the delivery was really quick, and I think it's Tony who runs this company. You'll be able to find them online. And he included a book that he'd written. It was a small novelette, as he called it. It wasn't anything to do with mead, but it was just really kind of him. And, you know, I read it and I enjoyed the story. And it was just really lovely. It made it feel special to have beautifully produced meads and
a little free prezi.
And a little present, which was lovely. So that's the summer solstice. Then we move on to autumn equinox, which is our next one in 6 weeks' time, because we're filming this. It's 29th of July, so it's Lunarsar, really.
Yeah.
And we will be going on Saturday to celebrate Lunarsar with the Dorset Grove. So we will probably take one of our unopened bottles with us and share that down there. But for equinox, we've got blackberry, because we're already the other day we went out, had a walk along hedgerows, and we were eating blackberries as we were walking along.
Which is really nice.
The blackberries are sort of in season right up through from Lunarsar through
September time.
Yeah, through equinox. So that's that one. And then with the elderflower mead, we have apple and elderflower, usually Capella, because that's my favourite brand, which is a brand of UK apple and other flavours. And they also do apple and blackberry. So autumn equinox, we have the apple and blackberry. Then we get to winter solstice. I was just thinking, if we go on Saturday, I've got one more mead here, which I bought the first year we went to buy mead, that we've
not had yet.
And that's a ginger mead. So we could actually take one. This is another one of Chalice Mead Company.
Yeah.
Something makes me want to say that's a Glastonbury one, but I really have no idea. I'm trying to read.
Are you thinking of Chalice Well?
Yeah. Chalice Mead Limited. I can't see an address on there. No. I haven't got my glasses
It
on.
says
Can you
blend
read
and
that?
bottle.
Oh, Hampshire.
Hampshire, is it?
Hampshire, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we need to open that just to know if we like it or not. So that's a ginger one. So we can do that at somebody else's.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So we come to Yule, where last year we wanted to take warmed mulled mead, because we do a sunrise ritual, which is kind of winter time. It's cold, it's damp. We stand there, the sun rises at around about 8:10.
Yeah, 8:10, isn't it, about that?
Usually behind a cloud.
Yeah.
We have had some wonderful sunrises, but at the All Cannings Long Barrow, it's aligned to the midwinter sunrise. So as the sun rises, the light floods along the central aisle to the...
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say the altar stone at the back, but it's not actually an altar.
No, but it feels like it should be.
It's the shelf at the back that there is always a candle burning on. So, so anyway, we wanted to take a warm drink. And so we had about a month of experimentation, because we have a 2.5 hour drive to get there.
Yeah.
And it's a case of how we're going to warm this up and keep it at the right temperature to serve it warm when we get there. And eventually we came up with a polystyrene cool box that we then filled with hay. And we had water bottles that are supposed to keep drinks warm or cool for so many hours, that we filled with boiling water.
Yeah.
That when we got there, we could then actually use that hot water to warm up the chalices, so you're not putting a warm drink into a cold chalice and losing the temperature.
That was a major thing, wasn't it?
And then we warmed the mead and the juice in saucepans, put them into ordinary thermos flasks that went in this container, packed it with hay, and it worked fantastically.
It didn't it? But it took a lot of experimentation to work out.
Yeah, there were a lot of
different flasks and different, a lot of different stuff that didn't work. Because you'd think a normal flask should just work, but even these flasks were
our thermos flasks tend not to, do they? When we've taken just tea in them before now, and we've gone to the Long Barrow, finished the ritual, got into the car, thought, oh, lovely cup of tea, and it's like lukewarm.
Yeah.
So we needed something that was going to actually work. But this way, it went into the chalice, it went all the way around the circle, and by the time it came back, it was still warm.
Still warm, yeah. It was good.
Which was lovely. So the winter solstice, we have Merry Berry Mulled Punch. This is a non-alcoholic version.
But it's really tasty and really has that...
it's winter berries spiced with cinnamon, cloves and ginger.
Yeah.
And people loved it. And I get that in Sainsbury's in the UK. And the meads, you can't... Forget getting meads in a supermarket or in your local shop in the UK. You can't. You have to go to a specialist place. Actually, we've asked for mead in
numbers of places
before now, and they just give you a blank look as if, what's that? You know, it's not a common drink anymore in the UK, unless of course you're a druid or a witch or Norse or another type.
Pagan.
pagan. Or then that's the non-alcoholic version, but then we also have the Hive Mind mulled mead.
Yeah.
Which is that one. And that one we got from Middle Farm. And again, it's quite yummy.
It's very yummy. Yeah, they're just really, really nice. It really just helps to add to your rituals and your ceremonies when you are, you know, you kind of want you're doing a great ritual and whatever, and if you're let down by the drink, being, oh, it's okay. But when you've got a mead and it's like, oh, that was yummy, you know.
Some morsel of something to eat, whether it's bread or I generally tend to bring shortbread biscuits, Sainsbury's own brand shortbread biscuits, simply because they have the fewest ingredients in. It's the closest to natural baked whatever. I remember way back in the Stonehenge rituals when I used to bake a loaf to take with us, and I made one, I don't even have the recipe anymore. I found it was somebody had given me a bread maker, and the little recipe book that came with it had this seeded bread. And at the end of the ritual, my friend John, who's sadly no longer with us, but on the way out, he said, "Don't you ever come to my house again." And I'm thinking, and he said, "Without bringing one of those with you." But when he first said that, I'm like, what have I done? And the other thing that I was going to say is that it must have been that, well, maybe not that ritual, John came to quite a few, but he was actually photographed with this chalice in Stonehenge, and I am absolutely certain I have seen that photo in a book. But last night I was going through the books that we have from this century. It's got to have been published from the 1990s onwards for it to be in there, because that photo would have been taken in the 1990s.
I think that photo was also I think that might have also been in the Witchcraft Museum. Well,
that was the other thing, that the last time we went to the Witchcraft Museum, which was again years ago, and they will have changed everything since then. As we're going through, this is the one down in Boscastle in Cornwall. As we turned a corner, all of a sudden on the wall, there's a photo of me doing
stuff in Stonehenge.
Something witchy in Stonehenge. So whether it was in the witchcraft, but your mind plays tricks on you sometimes, and I remember it being in a book. Perhaps I've just mentally imagined it, but I know that there is a photo of him somewhere where the photo is. But if you find a photo of John Bellam-Payne in robes in Stonehenge holding up a chalice, this is the only chalice like this. There's no other one that has the same engraving. It even, because I've got a little ding on mine on the side, it even showed the little dent on it. And God rest his soul. You know, he's no longer with us. And now I'm very aware that we're running out of time. I can't believe that we've done 27 minutes already. So if you've been with us this far, I'll try and add the mead shop, the farm, with the different selection of meads on for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. What do you do at your rituals? Okay, take care.
Take care.
Lots of love. Bye.